This video is going to demonstrate a serious flaw with the Egnyte cloud sharing. We use the Egnyte as the file server, and we're a Mac OS company. We only have one Windows machine, which is running AutoCAD. So this has to work for the Mac. We're not too happy on what I've discovered. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, the staff are working from home, and I wanted to have them to be able to back up their email folders to the cloud, to the Egnyte drive. But we can't do that properly because the files aren't accessible, they disappear. And this has been documented March 21st, and a ticket was created for them to look into this issue. And today is October the 5th, and there is no one working on this problem. And so I figured it was time to create a YouTube video to demonstrate this. So if you're a Mac user, you could have this issue, and I don't know what other issues are underlying with the Egnyte file system sharing. Anyhow, I created a new account with Egnyte, so there's basically no files in it, and just to demonstrate what we've experienced. As far as I know, it's my understanding that the Windows doesn't have an issue, and if you access your data using the web GUI, that doesn't appear to have an issue. It's only using the Drive Connect on the Mac OS, and it doesn't matter whether you're running Catalina or Mojave or High Sierra. The results are the same. So let me demonstrate this. I've got a screen recording going on here, and there's my demo company that I've created. So if we open this up, this is what you'll basically see. And if I go into shared, this is a folder that they created. So I'm just going to create a new one. So Command Shift N, and I'm just going to call it my mail backup, and we're going to hit return, and that folder will now have been created. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double click on this folder and 0 items, and you'll notice I have a folder here with an unusual long name, but this typically is a name that Apple has generated using the Apple Mail program. So I've just selected the text. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go over here back to the window, and I'm going to go Command Shift N to create a new folder, which is untitled, and then I'm going to just go Command V to paste. So there's the folder, so it's ready. So all I have to do is hit return, and it'll rename this folder. So there you go. I've hit return, but look at that. It has disappeared. And that's one of the problems. There seems to be other little flaky things that when you play around that happens, but basically, that folder has disappeared. So now if I go, and there's nothing in that folder, I've created it, but if I go to the web GUI, here it is here, and I'm just going to refresh because I created the folder. So let's just do a refresh here, and there we go. So there's the folder that I created, my mail backup. So I'm just going to click on that, and there's the untitled folder, but the folder that I created is not there. It's actually this folder that has been renamed, but anyhow, So just for the fun, if I go Command Shift N again, and I have my untitled folder, and I go Command V to paste that file name again, and hit return, I get this error message. Okay, it's telling me to use a different name. So the last two numbers are 26. So what I'll do is I'll hit return, Command V, and I'll switch this to 62. I'll just swap the two numbers. Okay, and we'll hit return, and there you go, disappeared. So if I switch to the GUI, there's the GUI, but let's go to let's refresh the page. My mail back up. There we go. And we don't see the items in here. So let's go back to here. Let me just hide this window. Okay, so now let me take this folder and I'm just going to drag it over. And it'll do the copy. And that's fine. We'll wait for it to finish. I don't have a very fast internet connection, so I'm reluctant to copy lots of stuff. Oh, tells me the folder is already taken. Do you want to replace it? And I'll say yes, let's replace it. So it's in the process of replacing. Now you'll notice it's disappeared, but in my testing I notice that after it's done it comes back. There it is, and my untitled folder came back. Okay, so now if I open this up, there's the outbox, and if I open it up and open it up again, all of this looks okay. I don't have any messages in the outbox because there's all the mail's been sent. But anyhow, so what led to this is in the I'm just going to go to the Apple library here, and I'm just going to bring up the mail folder, and let's click on the mail folder, and this is what the Apple mail folder structure looks like. And if I double click on this one here, now we're looking at it, if we look at the path here, we're looking at it from my test account. This is all on the Mac, okay? So if I double click on here, and there's my sent mail, double click on it, you'll see I have a unique file name here that Apple created, and I have a data folder and a message folder, and I have two messages. Okay, so now with that in mind, so now what I'm going to do is go over here, double click on the Egnyte drive. I did this earlier. The copy took a little while, but I did it earlier. So now here it is, residing in my private folder in the mail. There's the V6, and just to compare, let's just back up a bit. There we go, V6. V6, I believe, is Apple's way of saying version 6 of the mail, which is Mojave. V7 is Catalina. Anyhow, let's double click. This is Apple's mail, so this is what we're seeing. So far so good. Let's click on the V6, click on here, and so far everything looks okay. So now we're going to go to the sent mailbox, and sent mailbox. Okay, so far so good. And double click on here, there's my data. Double click on here, my folder's gone. And just to show you, this is the path. So I'm going from the Egnyte drive, and this is my path to this folder. And you can see I don't have a data folder. And it's actually there. We just can't see it. Safari. All right. So let's go into my private folder, which is the mail. There's the V6. And all right, there's my sent box. There's this folder name, and there's the data. So this is not, let me just hide this window so I can bring this one forward. Alrighty, bring that window back. So there you can see, I can see the data, and I click on it, messages, and there's my two files. You can't see that. Anyhow, that's one of the problems. This demonstrates the problem. They consider this a feature request. I disagree. I think it's critical that I'm able to see my files. I don't see the option of seeing my files being a feature. So anyhow, you could play around with this a little bit, but if you're a Mac user, this is what you can expect to see for now until they get this problem fixed. Needless to say, it's not a service that I can use. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.